Hey guys, quick tutorial on Photoshop on making your composite beasts. We're going to just do the default Photoshop size 5x7, 300 ppi, hit create. Now we have our blank document. We're going to open up I'm going to make a chameleon and a pickle, so I'm going to open up both. There we go. I know that I'm only going to want the head on the chameleon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the lasso tool to grab a rough outline of the chameleon. I'm going to delete everything else, so I want to hit select and inverse. That will select everything besides my chameleon's head, and then I'm going to press delete on my keyboard. First, I'm going to unlock my layer, then I'm going to press delete on my keyboard. Okay, now I'm going to hit deselect, select and deselect, and I'm going to use my move tool and I'm going to drag my chameleon over to my blank background. I also want my pickle, so what I'm going to do is zoom in with Alt and my scroll wheel. I'm going to grab my lasso tool and I'm going to grab this pickle. I could use the whole background, but I don't want to. So then we're going to hit select, inverse, and delete. Again, press unlock, then delete. Okay, now we can deselect. We're going to use the move tool, move my pickle over to my background. My pickle is really small, so I'm going to need to go edit, transform, scale on my pickle way bigger. This is why it's important to find a large image first, but it's okay. I'm also going to do Control T and make my pickle maybe more like sideways. Sweet. Okay, I want my chameleon to be on top of my pickle, so switch it. We're getting there, look at that. We're going to start using layer masks to blend these two things together. So on my chameleon layer, I'm going to make a layer mask down here. And what I need to do is start painting with a paintbrush. I have a very soft edge and my size is, kind of medium. You can change your size on your keyboard using the brackets next to your P, letter P on your keyboard. The right bracket makes it bigger, left bracket makes it smaller. If you are painting with black, you're going to be taking things away. If you are painting with white, you're going to be adding it back in. So I'm going to turn my opacity up so I can paint with black. And then I'm going to start taking away the pieces of my chameleon that I do not want. I'm going to try and do this really quickly so you're not watching me do this forever. Make my brush bigger. You will be much more careful when you're doing this. Okay, we're going to blend it a little bit into the pickle. Remember, we only have one layer selected right now, which is why nothing is happening to my pickle. Okay, that is not how I want you to cut it out. You should be much more careful. Okay, we're going to go to my pickle layer. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a layer mask. We're going to take away some of this edge here that was from the table. If you want to be more careful, you can zoom in. You can do it a lot more carefully. Okay, I'm going to zoom out and not do that because I want to make my tutorial quick for you. Okay, parts of my pickle. All right, now this still does not really look like it fits. I think I need to change the size. I'm going to go to edit and transform, and I'm going to do warp. Warp will kind of change how things are. You can kind of pinch and scale things. I think I need to still just scale and make my chameleon a little smaller because like there's the pickle, right? And then I'm going to do Control T so I can rotate. Cool. Okay, I definitely have a lot more of my pickle layer that I need to brush away. Notice that I am not on my layer, so I'm actually painting with black. So as soon as I go over to my layer mask and I'm painting with black, it is taking that away. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my chameleon, Control T, and I'm going to kind of make him fit in there a little bit more. We're going to go Edit, Transform, Warp, and I'm going to kind of fit him onto my pickle a little bit better. Okay, sure. That looks kind of good. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit of blending here. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to change my opacity on my brush to a lot lower so that I'm just kind of barely blending. Oops, we were not on our mask layer. Okay, on my mask layer, now I can blend into the pickle a lot better. Give him some pickle skin. Okay. And then I will zoom out. Now, if I want to grab and change both of these layers, I'm just going to hold Shift on my keyboard. Then I can grab both and move them around. I can transform both of them now and like rotate it. I'm going to put it on a black background. So we'll just use our paint bucket and dump some black in there. That shows me I have a lot more work on my pickle. So I'll go back to my paintbrush. I can fix some of that edge on my pickle and make it not so glowy. Okay, I want to add a layer on top of all of this that will affect everything. So I'm going to go to color balance and I'm going to see about making this whole pickle a little bit more green. Oh my gosh, it's glowing. Cool. What if I want to only have something affect just my chameleon? I can add a layer on my like hue and saturation. Let's drag it right above my chameleon. I can right click and hit clipping mask. Now see that little arrow and it's underlining my chameleon. I can just change the hue of my chameleon to match my pickle a little bit better. We can change the saturation. Maybe it's too saturated, doesn't quite blend in. And then I can change how light or dark it is to make it really match that pickle shape. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna go File, Save As, change it to a JPEG. Boop. I'm gonna go Composite Beast. And then I'm gonna save it. Boom. I'm gonna save it. Better quality. Okay. Yay. You're done.